Hey, what's going on guys? James here for RuneShark, and today I'm bringing you the first in our new series of God Wars Dungeon solo boss summaries. This series will be split up into many parts, one for each boss, and we are starting today with the General Graardor, more commonly known as the Bandos boss. I'm going to assume that if you wish to solo the God Wars Dungeon bosses, you'll already know the location of the dungeon itself. However, completion of the Edgar's Ruse quest will offer a fast and efficient teleport very close by, using just 2 lore and 2 fire runes. In order to enter the dungeon, you require 1 of 60 strength or agility. Either of these stats can be boosted in order to reach the requirement and enter. So let's kick off the solo boss summaries with the General Graardor. He is found inside the Bandos stronghold. First things first, requirements. You'll need both 70 strength as well as a hammer to pass into the Bandos stronghold. Without these basic requirements, you won't be able to face off the General Graardor at all. As you can see from the annotation on screen, the General Graardor is very powerful with a combat level of 624 and a max hit of 610. He uses both melee and range attacks, so we can prepare our gear knowing these crucial facts. There are also 3 minions present in the boss chamber. They are all around 140 combat with max hits of up to 260 life points each. These minions will attack you throughout every boss fight, making it even tougher with an even higher risk of death. Due to the danger involved with soloing the General Graardor and his minions, it is advised to only attempt this with 90 plus melee combat stats and 70 plus prayer. Players with lower combat stats may be able to kill the General Graardor, however the chance of death is substantially higher. Unfortunately, there are high outlay costs associated with soloing any God Wars dungeon boss, and in this case you're going to need strong melee gear, a good weapon, and a stockpile of supplies. Please note that as soloing any boss, players with 96 plus summoning for the Pack-Yak and Unicorn, 95 plus prayer with curses and the curse prayer book enabled, and 96 plus herblore with the overload potions, will find it substantially easier and will obtain many more kills per trip. As for gear, we have 2 setups today, the first being a maxed out high level setup and the second being a lower level cheaper setup. The idea is that you can pick and choose between the setups depending on the items and cash you have available to use. Things to note from the max level setup are that we are using a Pack-Yak, overloads, chaotic weapon, and it's also combined with a divine spirit shield. These are the 4 items that will help you most towards lasting a substantial amount of kills, usually past 40 solos per trip. We also use the Soul Wars cape for its excellent prayer bonus, the Carol's top for its excellent magic defense against the mage minion, and Bandos tassets for its range defense against the General Graardor's range attack. As for the lower level, low cost setup, we are using a God Sword. Any will do, but the Amadil God Sword has the most effective special attack. If you can, you want to sub out the super potions for extremes and the sharks for rocktails. This will result in more kills per trip. If you want to, you can also decrease costs further by subbing out the Fury and the Bandos tassets for the use of a Glory and a Verax plate skirt. So now let's move on to some game footage, and you are going to require 40 kill count in order to enter the Bandos stronghold. That is as well as 70 strength and a hammer. To obtain 40 kill count, you must kill 40 creatures of the Bandos race inside the main chamber. There'll be an annotation on the screen now, and we are inside the current red area on the annotation. We are just north of the God Wars dungeon entrance, and we require a Zamorak item to not be attacked here by the Zamorak creatures. There are many goblins and hobgoblins to kill. I use the Zamorak arrow as my Zamorak item because you don't need the arrow slot anyway, and it only costs about 1k. If you decided not to bring a Zamorak item, or you simply just forgot, then you can head even further north into this blue section. And in this section you can kill hobgoblins. There are about 4 hobgoblins that spawn here, and if you go on a high spawning world, then they'll spawn before you manage to kill them all. This is much slower, and so it is much advised, or well advised, just to bring a Zamorak item if you can. Like I said, the Zamorak arrow works perfectly. So, once you have your 40 kill count, if you brought a Bandos item, nothing will attack you. That means you can look around the room and look at the General Graardor and find yourself a world. Alternatively, you can peek into the General Graardor's area from the main stronghold and find a world that way. Okay, so once you've found yourself a free world, you want to use your overload potion, select Soul Split and Turmoil, and attack some creatures to get your life points back up to full. This will get your life points back up to full from the life point drop from the start of the overload potion. However, you want to do it quickly because you've only got 5 minutes on the timer before you're going to need to overload again, and you want to try and get 2 Bandos kills in that time. In this video, I've quickly just drank some brew to speed it up so I can get in there and show you me killing the boss for a longer period of time. You want to make sure you select your quick prayers. You want to have protect item on, protect melee on, and turmoil on. You then want to turn on your quick prayers, drop your hammer, and head into the Bandos boss room. You want to leave a space there for your special attack weapon, and you want to use your special attack weapon pretty soon. So you want to use your special attack weapon pretty soon, but you want to leave at least 1 hit of your primary weapon and not waste your special attack weapon whilst your turmoil is charging up. So it takes 1 hit for your turmoil to charge up, then you can swap into your special attack weapon to try and get the best hit physically possible. The reason you want to offload your special attack weapon early is because offloading it early allows you to start regenerating your special attack ready for the next kill, and might give you a special attack for the next kill as well as the first kill. So after you use your special attack weapon, you just want to keep attacking the boss with your primary weapon and keep an eye on your life points. It's not worth risking anything really dangerous because you could lose a lot of money, so you want to just use your brews when you can. If you drink 2 doses of brew in a row, then you, like I am just now, I'm going to drink 2 doses in a row. Then you want to drink the dose of Super Restore. The reason is 2 doses of brew in a row will drop your stats below level 99. You then want to use the dose of Super Restore to boost them back up to 99, and then once every 15 seconds, the Overload Potion will boost them back up to 125 out of 99. So knowing how it works, knowing how the Overload Potion works, can work out to get you faster kills, keeping your stats higher for a longer period of the kill. After the boss is dead, simply run over and attack the mage minion. Make sure you got Pre Mage on. However, you can also flick to Soul Split if you can, if you want to. And as you'll see, this actually works out for me really well. The reason you want to keep Pre Mage on for this minion is because it hits really well, even though you've got the Carol's top on, and it isn't worth losing the life points on. After you have killed the magic minion, you want to then just select your Soul Split permanently and kill the other 2 minions. You want to kill them in the order of range and then melee, and the reason being that the range hits higher than the melee. If you hit full life points whilst killing the minions, you can then obviously swap to either Pre Range or Pre Melee, depending on what minion you are killing. You then want to make sure that between the kills, on the first kill especially, you use the altar, and then you can also, if you want to, get an altar timer going. Obviously, don't use the altar if you're already at like 90 per out of 99. But as you see, I was at 22, and I want to get the altar timer on the go. So yeah, I used the altar, and I got a timer on the go. You then want to pick up your items and bank some using the yak. That'll give you some extra slots. You then want to stand under the spawn with Pre Melee on and select quick prayers as soon as the boss spawns. As you can see, I've got a special attack, and the only reason I've got that special attack just is because I used them at the start of the last kill, and that gave me a special attack for this kill, and it hit pretty nicely. Just like before, you want to make sure you have keep your life points high, you've got some brews on your inventory, and you're attacking the boss at all times. Don't use the auto-retaliate, don't have auto-retaliate on, and the reason being that is because it can drag you and attack something else, and that's not what you want. And there we go, a second kill. And then you just repeat this over and over again. Okay, so now for the lower level setup, and as I said, you can choose some kind of setup in between the two. You don't have to choose this setup. You want to pot up outside, Saradon in brew, super restore, super attack, super strength, also use extremes if you have them. Set your quick prayers just as before, protect item, Pre Melee, and turmoil or piety, whichever you have. And start attacking the General Graardor, Bandos boss, just as before. This is very similar, however we're eating sharks, so we don't have to worry anything about brews. Make sure again you use your special attack at the very start. Amadeo God Sword works really well. Zaradomin Sword works equally just as well. Not equally just as well, but it also works well. The Bandos God Sword works good if you get a good hit, but if you get hit a 0 or a low number, then it's not that great. But as you saw, I hit a good hit and it works really quite well. But the Zamarok God Sword, probably try and stay away from that one. The special attack isn't really any help in the Bandos Stronghold room. So simply just keep attacking the boss. Eat your sharks and drink your prayer pots whenever it's needed. So make sure you look at your top right of the screen and look at those counters. And just make sure you eat your sharks and, like I said, drink your prayer potions as soon as it's needed. So once the boss is done, you want to start attacking the minions. You want to kill them in the same order as before, so magic, range and melee. You want to pray the respective protection prayer, or use the soul split prayer, or sorry, curse, if you have it and you're on the curses. You then want to run over and use the altar. You want to repot, so Saradomin Brew, super restore, super attack, super strength, and then stand under the boss waiting for him to spawn like so. Okay, so whilst soloing the Bandos boss, or any God Wars dungeon boss for that matter, it is advised to have the 12 or 15 minute grave at a minimum, and the reason is because sometimes you can receive a couple of combos and boom, you're dead. The thing to do is not panic. You want to set up a tab in your bank like so, and that way you can quickly gear up, re-get kill count, and get back into the Bandos stronghold and loot your grave as fast as you physically can. This can be done on a 12-minute grave. So that's the end of the first episode of my God Wars Dungeon solo series, and hopefully you now feel confident enough to take on the General Graardor in a 1 versus 1 fight. I've put a lot of effort into this series, so it would be much appreciated if you could take just a second of your time to rate this video. If this video is well received, then I will upload the next 3 videos in this series over the course of the next 3 to 4 weeks whilst I finish up my exams. Be sure to subscribe to the RuneShark channel to receive notifications as to when we release new videos. And thanks again, and I should see you next time for the solo Amardial boss, one of the most profitable solo bosses in the God Wars dungeon.